Send me away via subspace. Beam me a message from home. Cast me a hello in hollow. Tell me I'm not all alone. The corridors are narrow and the rations miss the mark as we fly like Xeno's arrow past the sparkles in the dark. I think of home and what I miss is picnics in the park. Though send me away via subspace. Tap me a line or two, because though we grow distantly, relativistically, I'm coming home to you. Folks say to be the very best, you gotta travel across the land. But I'm happy here at pretty good, just out walking with my friends. So you can fly from coast to coast for all the antics of ends. But my destiny's here in Tennessee, my Pokedex in hand. You run your laps chasing licky tongues in Providence, and you arc your throws for Electabuzz in St. Louis. But when you're lost in Boston seeking Pokestops, boo-hoo, we'll all still be spinning them up on Rocket Top. It's true. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our Togepi's here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. We don't need Tanglers from Los Angeles. If you're there chasing Charizard, you're making your life way too hard. Clutching garlic, pounding pavement down Ventura Boulevard. We don't need Nidoqueens from down New Orleans. I hate to rain on solo you, but parades need a willing crew. All those squirtles on St. Charles saw you wandering and withdrew. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our Togepi's here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. We don't need Lapras from Minneapolis or Polar Bears from Mississippers. There's enough Weedles on Montego. We could evolve a swarm of Beedrill. There's enough Snubbull down to Shovel. We could team Sled with Grumble. We don't need Oregon from out in Oregon, or any Pikachus from up in Massachusetts. Sorry, Professor Oklahoma, we'll raid gyms in Tullahoma. Sorry, Pokecoin Palooka, we'll hatch on hikes Chattanooga. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our toga peas here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our toga peas here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace.
Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do. Whoa. That was the wrong time to do that.
The summer is past, but your days keep growing longer. There's no wind in your sails, but the storm's blowing stronger. Walking hard, standing tall, keeping your head up through it all. Fighting fires, spinning plates. Goodness, how did it get so late? Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and just let your mind flow downstream. Sprawled out in a moonbeam. Lay your head down and dream. Joe Hills is filmed before a live streaming audience.
That's us. Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. And today on the HermitCraft server, we are working on our 2/5 scale model of the Ever Given. I am down here in slot 7. Glad y'all can join me this evening. Now, I did some work after the stream last night. I couldn't sleep, and I was like, there's iron somewhere. And I went down into my base. I was like, there's got to be iron somewhere. There's got to be iron somewhere. I've realized I've got this whole thing made of iron here. So I just grabbed a bunch of that iron and put it over here. So there we go. Let's see. Hey, welcome Winnie T. Ford. Welcome Devin Crotties. Welcome everyone. Yeah, we are just hanging out. Oh, I'm realizing, so I just spent like 2 hours on an Among Us stream, which was benefiting Feeding America for NJ Coffee Junkie. And so some of my stuff is not set up the way it normally would be. Let's see. Okay, for example, I don't have the link to the PayPal. So if people want to tip, they are welcome to tip via paypal.me/JoeHills. So here we go. Tips appreciated via that. Boom. Okay. Great, great, great. I've got my brain sorted out. I'm like, what am I forgetting? That was what I was forgetting. Did not have that ready. Okay. So, anyway, I went and I dug out that thing and I worked on getting the rest of the tower in. I decided to use black buttons for the 7 windows. I feel like that actually works pretty well. I've got these posts in place here the way they should be. Pretty happy with how those came in. So I think what we need to do is go ahead and do our next recording segment where we acknowledge these changes and then start working on our terraforming. You are always welcome to tip via YouTube Super Chat, person whose name I can't pronounce. PayPal gives me a better cut, but I would rather have something than nothing. And the cut that YouTube gets makes them more likely to listen to me if I complain to them. So, someone who makes YouTube money is more likely to get a response if YouTube breaks. So, no complaints there. Okay, I don't know. Your name has some sort of weird characters in it that's messing up the chat. But yeah, that's gonna have to get rid of that person. Yeah, don't use... If you use triple height characters, that's going to break my chat in your name. You're probably going to get banned. Just letting you know. Because breaking my chat is not appreciated. Although, thank you to person whose name I can't pronounce for the 2. That puts us 18 away from the next face camera expansion. The first face camera expansion. Fimbos Doodles tipping another 2 says, "Hey yo, have to go, but hope you have a good stream." Thank you very much. That puts us 16 away from the next face camera expansion. Nitro Dynamics says, "Joe, can you add in some memes to the containers on the ship?" I actually did come up with an idea for what to do with the inside of the ship, but that's out of scope for this stream. That'll be for another day. Today, we are worried about the exterior. We want to get more of the ground in here and work on the bow of the ship. And so that's what we're going to do. Yeah, secrets. It's not just secrets, it's distractions. Because if I start telling you what I have planned, people will be like, "Oh, you should do that. Oh, you should do that." And I'm like, if you want to say my name, you can say Harry. Ah, thank you, Harry, for the 2. Okay, so what we need to do is record our next segment where we showcase the tower, the smokestack, and introduce the terraforming. So I think that we're going to want to do that from here or so. This seems like a good place from which to do that. Can I do this in such a way that the house actually loads? No, I can't. Ugh, that's kind of a pain. What if I go down to here? Does that actually help or does that hurt? No, you can't see the tower too well from there. Okay. Welcome, RoboCat. Glad you could join us for the stream. Okay. So, let's check our file names to make sure that we get the right marker here. Videos. So, this was HC7074 raw A. This was B. This was C. So the next one will be Delta. Start recording. Overlays off. HermitCraft Season 7, Episode 74, Segment Delta, Take 1. Whoops. Oh no, is that my last rocket? That would have been very silly. Here, let's come in flying. Okay. Look at that, folks. We have both our tower, along with its 7 windows, its antennae, and our smokestack in the back placed. This ship is really coming together. It's really pulling the whole Strait of Gibraltar together. But in order to really pull the Strait of Gibraltar together truly, we need to do a couple more things. 1, we need to finish this side of the front of the ship. 2, we need to fill in the sand out to here and on the back. We need to actually have this thing, whoops, be properly run aground, front and back, for this joke to really land. So I am feeling like that's going to be some resource gathering and some pretty basic resource placement. So let's go ahead and be on our way. Time skip. Stop recording. Okay, face camera, back to Okay, hey, thank you very much for the $16 tip, Mahis0, who says, "Let's get you out of slot 7. Hey, I appreciate it. I could always use a little bit more space. So here we go. Please direct your attention down here to slot 7 in the hotbar. And we will say, howdy, y'all. Grow Hills here, expanding as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. Do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I feel like that camera is just a little bit high. Doot. That's too low. It's passable now. Yay. Okay. So, let's see. A Minute with Caden says, will you be on HermitCraft 8? I'll be here next season. I don't know if we're going to call it HermitCraft 8 or not. We might call it 2 HermitCraft 2 Furious. Or the hermits and the crafts. There's a lot of stuff. A lot of options for what to call a new season of HermitCraft. You don't always have to use the numbers. So, yeah. A few things that need to be done. In some ways, I want to do the terraforming first. Yeah, I'm wearing the green hoodie because it got down below freezing last night. I think it's going to be really cold again tonight. Let me check. It's going to be down to 29 degrees tonight. So, yeah. The tank top is good for when it's warm out. But when it's cold, I like actually having my body heat trapped in my hoodie. Okay, so it's going to be easier to put in this side of the bow of the ship if we have it run aground first, because then we can just walk up to where this stuff needs to go. Now, obviously, we have a big space here that we probably need to fill in pretty good. And we're going to need a lot of sand to do it. We're also going to need red sand. So I think what I want to do now is empty my inventory and head over to the mining mesa and maybe grab some sand, because we've only got 64 red sand. So let's go ahead and just empty everything we don't imminently need. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's hold on to the food. Let's hold on to our weapons. Okay, that gives me 27 free slots. Do I have any shulker boxes that are nearly empty? I'm not sure if I do. Any places near Nashville that I would recommend? You go once a year. Don't go anytime soon because we still haven't sorted out our COVID stuff. But if you go later this year, we have an actual life-size 1-to-1 Parthenon replica. I always recommend people. We have... It's been so long since I've been able to safely recommend people see things in town. Like, my brain is kind of fried. We've got a ton of great whiskey distilleries near Nashville. We got some breweries. You can go on brewery and distillery tours. There's a lot of bars with live music if you like that. Restaurants. No, we still need to do the bulge in the front of the ship. Oh, I forgot to get the gold out. Is carrying this going to count as gold for the, or do I need to go wear gold armor? Better not take a single bit of damage. Oh, my elytra's going to die too. Okay, you know what? Let's go back through. This was a bad attempt. New attempt. New attempt. Okay. First off, good boots. Second off, good elytra. Okay. Okay, whoops. Actually, we want these. So we'll put those there. And extra rockets, just in case. The totem is made of gold, but I don't know if the pigmen count that in terms of like whether or not to hit people. Okay. So to get to the mining mesa from here, the shortest path is probably up here. Oh, of course I don't have my... That was a bad plan. "29 degrees Fahrenheit is below freezing." Good observation. Accurate observation. Major Brooksy says, "Hey Joe, just joined the stream. Is that boat a tribute to the canal incident?" Yep. After getting unlodged from the Suez Canal, it is now lodged in our hearts and the Strait of Gibraltar. So let's just keep going here. Okay. Oh boy, my back's been a little weird lately. While we're going back and forth here, I'm just gonna kind of do some back exercises. Just kind of bounce. Just. Ooh. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Probably doesn't help that I'm sitting weird, but... Yeah. Yeah, sometimes if I'm sitting at a computer too much, my back starts acting up. Wait, was this the... That's not the turn. A friend let me use his hot tub the other day, which kind of helped, but it's like... Boom, boom. Don't fall off the path as I bounce, just... Yeah, I don't know, for... Like, I found, like, doing a lot of, like, small, like, motions really helps when I start getting tight muscles like that. No, it's not arthritis. I'm not that. Do I have a Discord server? I do, and it's accessible through Patreon. Although, keep in mind that the Patreon invites, I send those manually. So, if you sign up now, you won't get your invite till the next business day. There's a lot of plugins for automatically connecting Patreon to Discord, and they all have different things about them that are deeply flawed. Like, hilariously deeply flawed. Like, oh, so-and-so joined my, like, one of the problems is that, like, if somebody doesn't want to be part of your server, but wants to follow you on Patreon, every month they would get a new automatic invite or automatically get rejoined to your Patreon server. And it's like, nobody wants that. Oh, don't yell in all caps. Okay. You can open chests without angering piglins while invisible. I didn't know that. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead. We need red sand and we need white sand. So is this red sand here? Looks good to me. Yay, we can just harvest all this. Use a hopper to steal items out of a chest. AD says there's a Joe Hill's Discord. Yes, it's part of the Patreon. At $5 a month, you get access to the Patreon Discord. At $10 a month, you get access to the Patreon SMP server and Snapshot Creative server. So the SMP server, Survival Multiplayer, runs the latest stable version of Minecraft on the latest HermitCraft seed. And the Creative server gets reset every week. Or basically every time there's a new snapshot. So I wipe the world so that people can see the new world gen and mess around with stuff in creative mode. Camera looks black and white. Well, it's not. Here's some colored pencils. You can see that it's colored. Here's a red dart. Oh, you can't really see that. Yeah, Ignerds, it's not worth it. Basically, I only send like maybe 12 or 18 Patreon invites a month, or Discord invites a month. It is not worth it to maintain the code. Because the APIs shift or drift too. Like, neither Patreon nor Discord care too deeply about API stability. Okay. You guys want me to turn up the saturation on the camera? I can. Do. Yay! Now my face is splotchier. You happy? Yay. I don't think that really adds anything. I don't... But whatever. So, let's go ahead and grab some more of this. Yeah, I mean, I haven't really been outdoors for a year, really, so, like... I don't want to waste money on cosmetics right now, Quiet Devious. Okay. So... Get green screen lipstick. That's an interesting suggestion. Me, I don't want to waste any money on cosmetics. Also me, green screen... I will spend any amount of money on ludicrous props, ludicrous new stuff. Okay. Okay, how close are we getting to... Not that I didn't do the math on how much of this we need, but, like, it's a non-trivial amount. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Wait, what was that? Was that a dolphin jumping around over there? Yeah. Something crazy was jumping around. What's the name of that Christmas snake? Gigi. Somebody said, Joe, you need to get wear your green screen suit and then put green face paint on your face. No, turning into Gigi the Christmas snake is actually like one of my worst case scenarios. It's like nobody wants that. It's like, wow, Joe Hills really just seems like kind of a hassle. Quiet Devious says, Christmas snake, I've never heard of this. Yeah, it's pretty fixed in the zeitgeist. Let me find this. Like, this is like exactly the sort of unhealthy relationship that creators and fans can get. And it's like this is like a nightmare for me watching. Every time I watch this video, I'm like, oh my gosh. This is too much. But yeah, so telling me to dress like Gigi the Christmas snake is like, no, I don't want that. But yeah, so there's that in your... Oh, let me make sure I've got the PayPal thing pulled up. Okay, so how are we doing on this sand? We're actually doing pretty okay. We'll put the red sand in the yellow box, and then the other sand in our inventory. Are we going to make lifeboats? I don't know where the lifeboats actually are on the Ever Given. Although, I'm guessing because the crew has like 14 people on it. They don't need a ton. They could have a few life rafts. Like on. It's more about how far away are you from the lifeboat. Because that thing's like a 1/4 mile long. So, you know, that would be a 5-minute walk. Although, you don't necessarily have to walk to the lifeboats. You can run. But still, running a 1/4 mile in a situation where the ship is, like, turning sideways could be a lot. Weren't there a few on the bottom left? Of the ship? I don't know. I'm going to make the tugboats. We'll have to figure out. I do want... So, like, we've got to get the ground in. And I want to get the digging machine. But the tugboats might be fun. Maybe I'm gonna try. Maybe I'll see if I can find somebody who wants to collab on that. Like maybe that's a Corrales thing. I don't know. Anna Choco Banana Blaze says, I saw the GG thing for 1 second and now I need to clean my eyes. But that is... Alrighty, have a good lurk. Okay. Anna Choco Banana Blaze says, this might be my new sleep paralysis demon. Clearly what you need is a sleep paralysis angel. Oh my gosh, I need a halo. Like as a prop for the booth. I need a halo. That would be so funny. But I'm a perfect angel. That seems like the sort of thing that would really annoy Cleo if I kept insisting I was a perfect angel. I should give my Minecraft skin a halo. Vicman Photography says, OMG, that GG video was amazing. But you see what I mean? Like, that is the sort of, like, weird, bad way that YouTube fan relationships can go. Like, there's a lot of truth in that video, and it terrifies me. Hey, thank you very much to Kyle for 50. Woo! Kyle, thank you. That gives us 2 face camera expansions to parse right now, and then we're 10 away from the next one. So here we go. Expand. There's number 1. Number 2. Yes, it's true. La 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 la. Woo! Alrighty, thank you very much, Kyle, for that. That puts us 10 away for the next face camera expansion. We are still working on the Ever Given. We are in the process of just gathering some red sand and some normal sand to use on the build. Okay. So there's some normal sand here. That's a weird cave. Whatever. Okay. It's faster to dig here because we've still got the digging boost. Haste boost. Kyle says, always making me laugh. Thank you. Hey, I'm glad. Okay. Fifth Alice says, I subscribed to your Patreon. I wanted to ask, how are the invitations done? Hopefully it's not by mail because I can't change it. It's sent by Patreon message. If you did that, you might have been the person that did that at 7:14 today. So the thing is that I have to send those manually, and they go out like the next business day. So technically it's a holiday weekend, but if that was you, there's a chance it'll go out tomorrow if I have time, even though it's holiday weekend. Because I know when people pay for stuff, they want to get it as soon as possible. But yeah, it's manually sent as a it's manually sent as a Patreon message. Oh no, Fifth Alice, you actually just signed up literally right now. You're the person at 9:36 p.m. Okay, yeah, that'll be tomorrow at the earliest, but possibly Monday because of holidays. But yeah. And Potato 333 says, "Wow, Gigi, the Christmas snake is something." I know, right? It's kind of a lot. Too much, man. Oh, but like the thing is with the health insurance and everything, it's like that's the number one reason I couldn't go full time on YouTube was because it's like I need to be able to afford health insurance, and Cobra is super expensive, and the ACA, there's only certain eligibility periods for enrollment, and it's like, hey, if there's any fans out there that wanna, put me on their health insurance, just let me know. It was definitely the sort of thing that was considered. There was one point where when I was trying to get a mortgage, I was like, maybe I should just see if any fans want to rent to own a house to me. Because, like, this mortgage thing is really frustrating. And if somebody just has a house, I'll pay for it. But, like, could I pay for it by rent to own? But then I'm like, no, that's like Gigi the Christmas snake level stuff. I need to not do that. Excuse I? Okay. Whoops, sorry, turtle. Didn't realize you were using that block. Okay. And, like, the parents having to change their names so that Gigi will visit. It's like, parents, like, YouTubers, like, when you're, like, putting together an event for parents to, like, bring their kids to, you gotta keep the parents in mind. Like, when we would do Minecraft meetups here in Nashville, other than that big signing, which we had to do at a park because we had so many people coming in. But, like, even for that, like, I tried to set things up so it would be easier for parents. It was near a playground, so the parents could wait in line while the kids ran around on the playground, But, like, at the normal meetups we do, it's like, yeah, we're going to do this at a coffee shop that also serves beer. So that way, if a parent's like, I don't really want to be here, my kid's excited about Minecraft, and they're too young to be here by themselves, it's like, that's fine. You can get a coffee, you can get a beer. We don't do these events at, like, places that adults would hate, You got to keep in mind, there's always parents who are like, I'm trying to be supportive of my kid. Please don't make it harder than necessary. And the best way to respond to that is to not make it harder than necessary. Matthew Lavis, Tips 25, who says, if you build any boats trying to free the Evergiven, can you name one the SS Minnow? I don't think the SS Minnow was a tugboat. I think that if you sit right back, then you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip. It started in the south left corner, and this guy just lost his grip. The face camera began to expand. It grew big and small. Sometimes it got really wide, and sometimes it got tall. Bum 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 bum. Alrighty, there we go. Thank you very much for that face camera expansion, Matthew. That puts us 5 away from the next one. Lizzie says the colors of the cam, it's so beautiful. Really, it feels like it's super. I turned up the saturation to be sarcastic, and it feels like it's way too much. I'm gonna get that back to probably where it needs. Yeah, let's turn the saturation back down to like a normal person level. Yeah, it's like I look like Santa Claus. Okay. Where were we? Robert Rudder says, I'm not changing my name to Cherry Pie so my kids can see some mega snake with some cake in the garage. Yeah, and the cake being for display only. Like there's just so many pieces of this. where it's like, oh boy. Okay. You can see beacons in the distance. Yeah, you can't do that in Bedrock? I didn't know. Like, the point of beacons is to indicate their location, right? That's technically what a beacon's primary stated objective or purpose, raison d'etre, is. That's its raison d'etre. Anna Choco Banana Blaze, when you say you've done terrible things today, but they were funny, I hope you didn't actually just do really terrible things. I hope you did, like, hopefully you didn't even do anything too obnoxious, but, like, if you're actually like, haha, I did some war crimes today, you won't believe how many people tried to cross the border I shot, like, that's not cool. So, I don't know, when you say you do terrible things, I want to not believe you, but I've realized that not believing people when they tell me they do bad things is a habit of mine that has gotten me in trouble in the past. Pitmania, you have to watch the video to learn about why the cake is display only. Okay, so... Kyle, tips 5, who says, how about 5 and a virtual high five? Well, here we go. That does indeed put us evenly at our next face camera expansion and the entry point of the Juiced. And this chain is totally tangled up in several cables. What is this cable? What is this one even for? Why is that in my helmet? Oh no, that's really bad. Okay, I figured out what it goes to. Don't want that there. Okay. Core concept. Like Jacob Marley, these chains I've forged in life are pulling me down to the deep below. Enter the Juiced. Bum, bum, bum. Wait, where is it? Bum, 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 bum. Bringing us down to 90% geopacity. Alrighty. Here we are. Hey, NJ, welcome, welcome. My name is Joe Hills. I'm broadcasting live from Nashville, Tennessee, but you probably already knew that. Okay, so I feel like we have enough sand at this point. Do we really need to fill our inventory? No. But if we don't, we'll regret it. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow. But someday, and for that entire stream. So, we're just going to go ahead and grab these here, although the sun is getting real low. I think we're gonna break even. Not break even. Call it even. We're gonna cut our losses. Okay. So here we go. Here we are, born to be kings. We're the princes of the universe. Okay, I don't know why this person is spamming emoji twice, but it seems to be advertising as well as spamming. So we're just going to ban them. Okay. Don't break 2 rules at once. That's a generally good idea. Because it's like, well, you burned your warning, and you're also gone now. Okay. So there's a portal right over here we can take. Yep, more dredging. Let's get the... put on our dancing shoes. Hee-haw! Okay. Okay. Let's see. We need to go this way to 0, 0. Oh, wait. We don't need to go 0, 0. We actually need to go to my base. Ow. My body. Okay, so after we get past Cleo's, mine is about here. No. Sleep in the nether, it's fun. I don't think I'm gonna. Okay. Yeah, let's get these off, because I'm having to stay very still to keep them from making noise, which is not helping my back. So, yeah. We're gonna grab some of the undyed terracotta here. Actually, we have so much cobble. Maybe we should grab that first, actually. Okay, so let's go down here. Yeah, the new map in Among Us is very large, and... Okay, so we're gonna grab a bunch of cobble here. Let's not change our spawn down here. Let's do it up there. Not how you do that. Yay! We did it. Respawn point changed. Yay! I guess we can call it. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, we got plenty to do. Yeah, I think I've been sitting still too much. Okay. Okay. So, let's go ahead and just kind of basically... Oh, what we should do, disconnect. We're going to, for replay mod purposes, we're going to go ahead and get a fresh replay file before we start filling all this in. Because it's going to be problematic if we try to use that dimension hopping one. Also, I should mention we are $20 away from the next face camera expansion. While that runs, tips always welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills. Get my respiration helmet. Well, we're not going that deep at first. We are going... We're just going to be filling this in, like, along here. Like, this whole thing. So... So, we don't want that high, I think. Well, actually... Wait, maybe we do. Yeah, we do. We need it that high for this to work. Bum bum ba bum 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 ba bum bum. So however much cobble I use is going to tell me how much sand I'm going to need too. I probably should have done this first so I could figure out the math on that up front. But it's fine. Okay. Have fun on your treadmill, Lizzie. Okay. Bum, bum, ba, bum, 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 ba, bum. Okay, so then from here... Oh, I didn't do that over far enough. Did I? Oh, wait, no, I did. Oh, you know what I probably should have done is not typewritered this. Like, before I came back, I should have done those blocks on the way back. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Taking it easy. Taking the easy way out. Taking it easy. Taking the easy way out. You're a crossbow, you're boat-born pillager, yeah. And I will place cobblestone that I've grown, hewn, Swimming is quicker than placing all these on land. Swimming is quicker, placing the blocks in my hand. La da 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 da. Grace Winder says, are you planning things out ahead more, working on things like the floppies and the Evergiven? No, I didn't plan either of those things out, really. I mean, like, I am impulsively doing things that require high amounts of precision, but I'm only determining the measurements and doing the precise work at the last possible second, like, incidentally as part of whatever I'm doing. So, like, I had the idea to make a floppy at this scale, but I had no idea how big it was going to be. I just did it, you know? It wasn't... Like, I'm just doing things. But I'm doing things that that are larger, so I see why you might assume that I'm putting more planning into them, but no. I'm doing the things that people usually would do as part of planning in en route, while I'm doing whatever the other associated or affiliated things are. That's when the planning is getting done. So, like, I didn't really look at anything about the tower until I had enough blocks to build the tower. Okay. Okay, so sun's getting low. Yeah, I couldn't plan that I was going to build a container ship because I didn't know that one was going to get stuck in the Suez Canal. Like, if I had known that, I might have swapped my base back earlier so I could do that on day one. James H. says, I love the way you do face cams. Thanks. We are $20 away from the next face camera expansion. Oh, boy. Let's go ahead and eat. Excuse me. So, now that I'm not using the sippy cups anymore, I used to cut my soda with juice a lot of times. Or, like, let ice melt in it. So now I'm, like, getting more carbonation. Which is not great. Bleh. I guess not. I could do that in a normal cup. I don't know. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. I do have digestion problems. They're not directly linked to carbonation making me burp, though. Most people burp if they have too much carbonation. How many stacks of cobble have we used so far? I guess I could look at how many empty... Oh, wow, we have used a lot of stacks of cobble. Dang it. Okay, so this is... Yeah, this is... I'm hoping that I got enough red sand after all. I might not have. Hey, welcome BlazeCraft Raiders. My name is Joe Hills. I'm broadcasting live from Nashville, Tennessee. We are currently doing a bit of terraforming here on the HermitCraft server to properly wedge in our model of the Evergiven. The area I built it in is slightly wider than its proportions at this scale. So now we gotta get that narrower again. Okay. Dang it. I feel like when I'm above water, I'm more likely to misplace blocks. But when I'm below water, I'm more likely to get stabbed with a trident. So that's always nice. Let's get a new trident. Also one of these. There it is. Can we get another trident here? Nope. That's fine. Y'all, just, I'm gonna probably add a rule to not mention when people dislike the videos. The YouTube algorithm actually rewards me when people click that, and I don't care that y'all get upset. It just annoys me. It's like, just don't, y'all worry too much about things that don't matter. And it, like, kills the mood of the chat for me. It's like, it's an unnecessary annoyance seeing y'all get worried about that, because like I know it doesn't matter, but for some reason some people like get upset because they think it does matter, so then I have to correct people to let them know it doesn't matter. It just I'm gonna make a rule about that. I don't want to do that now because I am updating the stream descriptions during the stream is no fun and it breaks things. So we're gonna need to do this kind of diagonally is how I figure it, for this to be kind of working. Okay, and then we'll kind of have this come this way. Yeah, I know the Twitch people aren't complaining about it. Twitch people are doing great. Thank you, Twitch people. Okay. Then let's do this. Kind of get this. I have a few places where this is wider or thicker, maybe. Oh boy, I didn't think about how this is gonna go once the... Hey, doing well, Sarah Moon Roses. Thank you for asking. We are just in the process of working on some things here with our Evergiven. You know what? I can always modify the sand, too. Do different heights. Okay, so we actually burned through that much cobble. I wonder if I should just have it go straight up to this ravine and then just have stone. Oh, that's a lot, though. I don't. That's too much effort. That is not worth it. Oh, you know what? That's another thing. Is because I'm going to be using sand here, I can just put in kind of shelves, maybe. And as long as they generally, like, I don't need a solid wall. Oh, that's not better. And now we're out of cobble. Okay, so we're gonna grab all that. Put this stuff back in here. We're gonna grab that and that. So grab a bunch of this. Well, we don't need the sand right now, actually. Let's leave it. Okay. Let's put the sand into here again. Okay, that was all that was left. Okay, we're gonna carry that with us. What is my pickaxe named? This. Okay. Ooh, night turning into day, or day turning into night. Blech. So we might need to transition it into white sand toward the back, though, is the thing. Okay. Wait, no, that's right. I think, maybe. It's hard to say. Dang it. Actually, let's maybe... Yeah, it's fine. Worry about that later. Worse. Made it worse. Dang it. You know, a lot of the people who complain about Anakin Skywalker complaining about sand are the people who love Tarantino movies when they argue about tipping. So, like, just saying. So question, why no RJ11 or RJ45 port on the build? Oh, because that motherboard was made back before those were built into motherboards. You didn't have an expansion cord. Sean Franco says, it's just me or Joe looking a little grumpy. I'm trying to focus so I don't place the sand on top of the other sand. Because if I'm not careful, there will be sand on top of the other sand. And if I have a bunch of pausing and redoing stuff, it messes up the replay for replay mod. So if I want to get a good replay of this that we can use in the video, I need to do a good job. So I'm kind of focused right now on trying to not mess that up. How am I doing in terms of sand having? I think I have enough. Yeah, I changed it to orange for Halloween, and then I decided to keep it because I liked how it looked. I feel like it works well with the red of the berries. One of the reasons that I have to keep talking in polite conversation is because my talking face generally looks very happy, and my quiet face looks very upset. So in the streams you don't notice this because I'm almost always talking. But when I'm concentrating, I could see why you all would be like, well, why is Joe so grumpy? What am I building? I'm putting in a beach. I felt like we needed the coastline to come out a little further here. I'm gonna have to like play with it along here too. that's going to be a whole separate thing to some degree. Figuring out how to get... we'll come back with more cobble. Oh, this is going to mess with the replay mod if I'm underwater too long. Hey, Landon Bikes on Twitch. Thank you for the raid. My name is Joe Hills. I'm broadcasting live from Nashville, Tennessee. Here on the HermitCraft server, we are currently extending our shoreline here near our ship. Okay. So thank you very much, Landon Bikes fans, for stopping by. We've got our winery up there. We've got our recreation of the Ever Given over here. So the important thing is just to get the ocean extended, or not the ocean, get the channel narrowed to the point that it hits the front and back of the ship. So... Julie says, where's the raid song? We don't have a raid song. Okay. Sarah says, my face is grumpy when focused as well, Joe. See, Sarah, we could make a stream together where your face is grumpy and my face is grumpy. And... everybody would be like, everybody is so grumpy here. Rah. And then they would feel grumpy. Because they like to mirror our emotions. Okay. See, that's what happens if I'm not paying attention. I start placing the blocks wrong. You don't need to tag me, GB Packers fan. Hello. I read the chat. Okay. Should we have a raid song? I don't know. Probably not, because, like, we get raided frequently. It would not be ideal. I don't like, I don't... see, with the thing is, my channel operates at the scale where we have so many events occurring, like people following or doing stuff, that it would overwhelm the rest of the activity in the stream if stuff happened, like if we had a song for every single thing. Oh man, we are actually running out of red sand. I thought we had enough. Y'all, that is bad news. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and take some of this cobblestone here and at least fix... I'm going to shore up this area here. Sand dyeable on HermitCraft? I don't think so. Okay. Okay. You know what? If your name is not trolling, but you're also asking questions that are easily Googleable about how Twitch works, I'm assuming you actually are trolling. Like, just don't roll in here asking basic Twitch operations questions with a name that's not trolling. That's not wise. Okay. So we might bring some of the rest of this out more. We might have to fill in some of this, but... Okay. Yes, someone who is quote-unquote not trolling would say they were new. Like, I would say about 20% of the people that I have to ban, one of the first things they say is, "Hi, I'm new." And then they say something that gets caught by the auto mod, and then I have to ban them. So just because somebody says they're new doesn't mean that they're not actually trolling, especially if their name is not trolling. Y'all do not see 90% of what goes through the chat because I have... Not 90%. There's probably not that much that the automod picks up. Automod picks up, though, dozens of messages a night that I have to deal with that y'all don't even see. And it's like, ugh. Okay. Also, Julie the Foolie is the one who keeps demanding that I sing a song that we don't have, and is the one defending the person named not trolling. So that's suspect too. Just, I already thought it was weird that you were trying to impose your will on me with this music stuff. Like, there's a difference between like, oh, I had an idea and I'm gonna impose my will on the broadcaster, and you're all the way into imposing your will on the broadcaster territory. So, okay. Thank you, chess account. I'm glad you like the evergreen boat. Okay. So, yeah, it's pretty clear that for this to actually read properly, we're going to have to fill in this whole area here. So let's go ahead, and what we're going to do is we're going to disconnect real quick. We're going to save, let the replay file save. Go into replay viewer. Done. Okay, so this was what it looked like. Okay. Okay. So we actually started right away on this. So we need to have this actually be 0, 0. Save. And then at the, let's try and get a 20-second clip here. We don't need a ton. Let's have the camera though by the end kind of be over here. Just kind of show how it's like in there. Okay. And there we go. So we're gonna render RP red sand, save, and render. So now I can pay more attention to the chat for a second, for 1 minute and 28 seconds, while this replay mod file runs. Okay. Harsh Saini says, are you making the Mema boat? Nope, I'm making a model of the Evergiven at 2/5 scale. Okay. So it looks like I'm turning that corner faster than I got the blocks placed initially. So I maybe need to rig the camera to be a bit slower there. Did I actually... Oh, you know what? I know what's wrong. Cancel rendering. Yes. I'm like, this is rendering too fast. Why is this rendering so fast? It's because this needs to go 29 minutes, 20 seconds. That wasn't... Okay. There. Now there's action. Yeah. Now we have actual stuff. Josh Wilkins says, can we see your hoodie without the green screen effect? Yeah, I'm going to start making appearances again once it's COVID safe. So I'll probably be at PAX Unplugged and at possibly PlayOnCon. That's more questionable. We don't know if there's going to be an in-person PlayOnCon this year. But PAX Unplugged in December is pretty likely. And I'll probably have my green screen hoodie, my Beetlejuice suit, all that stuff. So that if people want to get like selfies with me or whatever, they can. But yeah, great question. It looks like the rendering is causing the stream to drop frames. Well, it doesn't look like it's dropping frames on my end. OBS says 0 drop frames, and it's broadcasting. So, did I forget to pause folding at home? Nope, I didn't. Did I forget to close golf with friends? Congratulations to your fiance for getting their first COVID shot today, Sarah. Hey, Joel Jackson. Joel Jackson says, I'm planning on being at Unplugged. Well, cool. We can do a high five picture or something. Okay. So, we got the cobblestone in there. And then we filled it with sand. And this is running slower than the actual replay will run. Because it's rendering one frame at a time. At a rate that might be... Well, actually... Yeah, because each frame... This is a 60 frame a second video. So, yeah. Awesome. Good for you getting some exercise now, Vidal. Okay. Somebody says, why is it when the streamer looks at the frames it goes back to normal? I'm looking at the frame. It's not a continuous FPS. It's how many frames have been dropped total, and 0 frames have been dropped total the entire stream. Okay. So what we're gonna do now is we are gonna pull that video up here in Media Source 2. Click Browse, Open, turn that on. Can you see this? There we go. So this is what the actual time lapse will look like in the YouTube video. I don't know why that media source is... Oh, I know why, because I accidentally dragged it the other day. So in the meantime, I can get back to the game while the exit replay thing runs. But yeah. So that's a semi-usable replay, it looks like. And we can intersperse that with other voiceover and stuff like that. So let's take that back down so you guys can see. This is now live on the HermitCraft server. Okay. Hey, welcome Rachel Drake. Okay. So now we're going to go get the cobblestone and touch this up a little bit. Daniel says it looks so much cleaner when it's going that fast. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? That's true. Okay, so... Yeah, we are going to have to... What I might do is transition this to white sand toward the bottom, because there is white sand lower. And so maybe I'll come back. Let's see how much white sand we have left over after doing the other side. Does that make sense? Okay. Robin, the buttermilk supervisor, says, I vote you put your translucent face in the YouTube videos as well. No, thank you. They are for Twitch and YouTube streams. That's part of the fun, is having the streams feel different than the videos. I don't want them to just be different. I want them to feel different. Oh, it actually is about to be nighttime. Okay. So... From the moment I wake up, and as I put on my makeup, I'll say a little prayer for you. While combing my hair now, and wondering what dress to wear now, I'll say a little prayer for you. Forever and ever, you'll stay in my heart, and I will love you forever and ever. We never will part. See, a real musician wouldn't have a chronic cough. I got it flush. Ugh, sorry about that. I tried not to cough, and it kind of came out as an awkward snort. I'm like, that's not better. Glad I could help in some way, GB Packers fan. I do what I can. Have a good night. I am not, by any means, a mental health professional, though. So just because I was able to help you in some small way with what little experience or knowledge I could share, I hope that others know to seek professional help when professional help is warranted. Rachel, I don't look at the numbers. Looking at the viewership numbers is just the sort of thing that makes people neurotic. Do you think I need help being neurotic? No. So stop looking at the viewership numbers. You're contributing to problems. That's another thing that if I actually go put in the rule about dislikes, I'm gonna probably put in a rule about viewership numbers. I don't want people telling me how many people are watching. Like, because that's the sort of thing that, like, you can't think about that stuff when you're live. You just need to get out there and put on a good show. And, like, ugh. I'm going to remove that. Sometimes if you say something that really upsets me, even if it's not something that's actually bannable or timeoutable, I'll just time it out so I don't have to see it every time I look at the chat. Because I don't do this to be more upset. This is what I do to try to maintain some sense of normalcy with everything going on. Like, being reminded of things that stress me out is not helpful. So I'm just going to remove those comments with the tools that I have. Okay. NJ says, should we take some time next week to review the rules? No, I just need to add those two. Can you make a note, NJ, for on our Monday meeting to add those two rules? Don't comment about dislikes and don't comment about viewer numbers. Fiend wants to know when the stream's gonna start. Luckily, I've got a whole thing for that.
PM, the usual streaming setup. Turn on the lights, make sure they're bright and gleam. Title tweet for water tank top and chroma. OBS seems all set, so I click start the streaming. So I'll pause, fold in, and open VLC. I'll pick 2 songs before lay your head down and dream. I'll say that's us to y'all, Joe Hills from Tennessee. Folks asking when will my stream begin? After howdy, it's items and chest tools breaking. Pickaxe went poof while talking to you professional Minecrafter here, there's no mistaking. So I'll click crafting quick anvil time and champ pick, then I'll replace the books in a random chest with care. I'll tour my winery, I'm sure there's blocks somewhere, and then I'll hush and hush and hush and hush chat swear. Not any closer to recording. Folks keep asking and asking and asking and asking, when will my stream begin? Seriously, y'all, I need to record this next episode I've been working toward. I can't edit without footage, no. Once I'm all geared up, maybe we can Start the show.
Okay. So let's go ahead and take down the setting up stream sign now that we have set up the stream. Okay. Yeah, that's the Outska Country cover of that. The original is more of a Ben Folds 5, because it's got piano, bass, and drums. Okay. Oh boy, this is kind of awkward. How this is gonna end up fitting in here. Hey fishies, you probably want to go deeper. And then, unless you want to see the sun again. Okay. Josh says, did you change the melody for copyright reasons? Yes, but not the ones you would think. We wanted some songs to do Outska Country covers of. So, there's an Outska Lay Your Head Down and Dream, isn't there? Oh, that one somehow didn't get on the playlist. Hold on. Is it in downloads? File, save playlist. File. TTT. Yes. So here's the Outska cover of the theme song.
Think about a time long past, long before all this. Summer is past, but your days keep growing longer. There's no wind in your sails, but the storm's blowing strong. Walking hard, standing tall, keeping your head up through it all. Fighting fires, spinning plates. Thank goodness, how'd it get so late? Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and dream. Just let your mind float downstream, sprawled out in a moonbeam. Lay your head down and dream. The city is bright, but the stars keep growing dimmer. The dishwasher runs, and you find forks for dinner. Killer lights, charging phones, setting alarms to make them come. Winding down, closing blinds, the rest for tomorrow when there's time. Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and dream. Just let your mind float downstream, sprawled out in a moonbeam. Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and dream.
So there you go. That was the Outska Country version of Lay Your Head Down and Dream. Liara says, today I learned Outska Country is a thing. Yeah, it's a thing I came up with. So, like, don't be upset if you've never heard of it, because, you know. So let's see, what else do we have that's Outska? We have the Groundhog Day, I Got You Babe is Outska Country. We play that at 5 a.m. my time, 6 a.m. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania time, when we stream super early. What else do we have that's technically Outska Country? I think those are the big ones. But yeah. Saucy McNugget says, Joe, love your glasses. Thanks. Okay. Hey, Adelencia, welcome. I am having a good day, thanks. Got to play Among Us with some friends earlier, trying that new map. Okay. Is webcam? I don't think webcam expander is out Scott Country. I think webcam expander is Beatles. It's like, I think that's just basically a Beatles parody, right? Did we? I don't know if that counts. Good Times with Ska. So is the original setting up stream song an original or a parody? It's a parody of Tangled's When Will My Stream Begin? Or sorry, When Will My Life Begin? Here's the Ben Folds 5 variant of that, since we're just messing around putting blocks in. So here's the Ben Folds parody of this. It's a lot closer to the original.
Ah. 8:30 p.m. the usual streaming setup. Turn on the lights, make sure they're bright and gleam. Title and tweet, pour water, tank top and chroma. OBS seems all set, so I click start the stream, and so I'll pause folding and open VLC. I'll pick 2 songs before, lay your head down and dream. I'll say that's us to y'all, Joe Hill's from Tennessee. Folks asking when will my stream begin? After howdy, it's items and chess tools breaking. Pickaxe and poof while talking to you professional Minecrafter here, there's no mistaking. Then I'll click crafting quick, anvil time, enchant pick, then I'll replace the books in random chests with care. I'll tour my winery, I know there's blocks somewhere, and then I'll hush and hush and hush and hush chat swears. Not any closer to recording. Folks keep asking and asking and asking and asking, when will my stream begin? Seriously, y'all, I need to record the next episode I've been working toward. I can't edit without footage, no. Once I'm all geared up, maybe we can start the show. Joseph Metzger says, I just noticed it said pause folding. Do you have your PC fold proteins in the background? Yes. HermitCraft has a folding at home team, team 259009. We are actually 111th in the world on folding at home, which is a huge accomplishment. We only started doing this about a year ago. I'm actually number 4 on the team. I've got about 360 million credits. Part of that is that the servers that I run my Minecraft servers on, when they're not at capacity, fold in the background. But also my desktop folds in the background. Because when I buy computers, usually, they're going to be obsolete before the parts would wear out anyway. Just in terms of video production, you know, like I'm chasing higher resolutions, higher frame rates, that sort of thing. And so sometimes I'm like, you know, I need to get a new CPU or a new graphics card, but do I really need this? You know, do I really need the next step up if I'm only going to be using it 2 or 3 hours a day to full capacity? And I'm like, I don't know if I deserve that. But you know what? The fans deserve it. Y'all deserve me making stuff with better stuff so you get higher quality output. And you know who else deserves it? The scientists at Stanford and their partners who do folding. So it's like, okay, so 2 or 3 hours a day, my computer is maxed out doing recording, stuff like that. And then the rest of the time, it's maxed out helping people by folding proteins.
It doesn't just sequence proteins for COVID. It's been around for like a decade, maybe. A long time. Okay. So, yeah. Folding means determining how proteins fold, which lets you determine how they mutate, things about how they respond to different medications, a bunch of different stuff. Like it's kind of abstract. The way I'm trying to. Let me go ahead and I'll go ahead and link you the Folding at Home website. But yeah, if you guys set up Folding at Home on your computers, you can join HermitCraft team 259009 that I linked earlier, and your points will count toward HermitCraft, and you'll go on a scoreboard with the Hermits and with our fans. It's a cool way to take what would be otherwise unused CPU cycles, and especially in the winter, there's no such thing as waste heat in the winter. It's just keeping my apartment warm, you know, so that's fine. Okay. But like I said, several of the computers that I have running Folding aren't even in my apartment. They're in data centers. So it is an awesome project. Yeah, so it's run by some folks at Stanford University who basically wanted to create an ad hoc high-power supercomputer to do certain types of tasks that were considered kind of low priority for main supercomputer times. It's like, hey, we could just have the computers in our lab running this stuff in the background, and then what if we got people in other labs to run it, and then we let them share the computer time? What if we let random people on the internet share computing time? It uses CPU and GPU cycles. If you have a good enough GPU. Otherwise, it just uses CPU. The Mac version and the Linux version, I'm not sure if the Linux version might support GPU. The Mac version is CPU only, though. But I also run this on my MacBook. And this is how you can tell that the M1 is ludicrously powerful, like, and also actually stays cool. It's running Folding at Home around the clock, and it's not warm. Like, I mean, it's warmer than the desk. It's warmer than like the shelf next to me, but it's nowhere near hot. Like the fans don't spin up. It just sits there and chugs away, folding proteins through a translation layer from x86 to ARM. When they get an ARM folding executable out there, this thing is gonna really fly. Okay. So, anyway, yeah, that's my editing laptop. So the way my day is structured, like I need to be able to edit at places that are not my desktop so that I can help my kid with like her virtual school and stuff and be near her. Yeah, thanks to the researchers on Stanford University for helping me keep my apartment warm in the winter. Shako Lamb says, I've been using Folding at Home since I got my new gaming laptop last month. Currently on the HermitCraft team with 5 million points. Hey, not bad. That's pretty good. That would... yeah. We've got... wow, I'm scrolling through here. It's amazing how many contributors we have. Like, we've had 605 active CPUs within the last 50 days on our team. That's awesome. So it is great seeing ways that the HermitCraft community chooses to give back. Yeah, probably can't do that on your Chromebook, Anna. Liara says, I'd forgotten to get it set up on my new computer. Thank you for reminding me. Well, let me remind you one more time. We are team 259009, Liara. And also, for those of you who don't know, Liara is the incredibly talented person who came up with this great flow chart a while ago about which Hermit you should watch. And, hold on. Let me make sure that I'm doing this right. Mute tab. And that experience set Liara up to help with the HermitCraft recap, choose your own adventure type thing. Which HermitCraft which Hermit should I watch? So if you aren't already checking out Liara, there's Liara's Twitch there. Michaela Marie says, so by setting up on our computers, we lend computer processing power / space to power research. Not really space. It doesn't use that much hard disk space. It uses some because they have to store the data somewhere, but it's primarily just processing power. Like, now, don't set this up on something that you don't own, because, like, if it's your employer's computer, they could get mad at you for using company property or whatever. So, yeah. But I've run this myself. I've been running it. If you look at if you click on my little profile here, you'll see that I contributed to Team Kepler way back in the day. Oh, it doesn't actually have a date on that, but like, yeah, let's see. So does it say? It doesn't say the date of last work unit, but yeah, I've been unfolding at home probably 10 years or more. It was before I got on HermitCraft. So, yeah, they're legit. I haven't been using them continuously because I had a bad run of luck with some computers. Somebody says it reminds me of SETI at home. Yes, but it's actually helping. Or at least it's like, I mean, in theory, SETI at home is theoretically helping rule some things out, but it's the cost reward ratio of SETI at home is different. It's got a much better cost-benefit ratio than SETI at home. Kayla Abernathy, thank you for the 5, who says, been hanging out the past while now. Thank you for being such a wonderful human. Well, thank you, Kayla. That's going to put us 15 away from the next face camera expansion. Okay. Okay, so I want to see how this is going to look in the distance. I really think that getting rid of the water on either side is going to add a lot. So let's go down here to the pond, or the... Okay, yeah, that does add a lot, but it's pretty clear that we have to get rid of the extra. We have to have it feel more like a straight. We have to get the water that's behind it more. Okay. And timeout for all the emoji spam. Falstaff says this might be a dumb question, but does it wear your computer out? I'm just getting to PCs and don't know much. Well, I mean, it kind of depends on how good your computer is in the first place and how near end of life it is. Like, if your computer's theoretically near end of life, running anything on it will accelerate that potentially. But, like, it does mean that your fans will be spinning up or be spun up continuously. There will be more heat generated. But, like, a lot of these parts have, like, a 10-year lifespan. But the actual expected usage, this is really the sort of thing you need to make your own decisions on. Because, like, my desktop, most of the parts in there probably could run for 10 years continuously. But I don't need them to run for 10 years continuously. If this is generating some extra heat by having them run at full capacity continuously for 10 years... Like, oh no, I shaved it down to 6.5, but like 6.5 years in for video production work, a 6.5-year-old computer is really old, right? So I'm actually just getting more use out of the computer in a compressed time period. Jason says, in your opinion, what's the best class for a Tabaxi in D&D 5e? I'm playing, I've got a Tabaxi Sorcerer that I use for one-shots, and that's great because Tabaxis are goofballs in a lot of cases, and... Or, I mean, you can play them as a goofball, and sorcerers are the goofballest magic users. Because they don't have to... They don't know where the magic comes from. They don't care where the magic comes from. It's just magic. And sometimes it's not magic. It's like, Okay, so... Blither Jeans 25 says, I followed the HermitCraft recap video and it led to me finding this stream. I'm enjoying watching too. Hey, glad to hear it, Blither Jean. Liara, you hear that? You're doing a great job. Okay. So, Let's see. What were we doing? We were... Yeah, we need to make this feel more like a channel is the big thing. So not only... So we actually probably need to extend the red sand out to here, even. Especially because from this side... Like... it doesn't really feel like it's very trapped. We need to get it be longer. Maha0 says, where is the recap thing? I'm going to slash VIP Liara so you can link that. 1 second. How do you spell Liara? Did that work? Yeah. Hey, Liara, you can post a link now if you want. Okay. Because I don't have the link handy, and I'm trying to actually figure out how to do this. It's hard to believe, but Joe Hills actually does care about getting things done occasionally. Okay, so yeah, we're going to have that come down more. How are we on cobble? I think we're almost out. So yeah, if we have... Oh, but I don't want to mess up the dog beach. Oh, boy. Okay, so, like, the dog beach kind of wraps up there. There's this island. We could fill in part of this here, have this extend out that way more. I feel like that's going to add a lot. Thank you, Liara. And then I can copy that link to the other chat. Let me verify that that's the proper link. Yeah, who should you watch on HermitCraft? Although I'm wary of telling people to watch this because then they're going to watch other people instead of me. Anybody who's already here already watches me. So maybe I shouldn't be telling other people. Hey, howdy, Wes. Howdy, Mr. Kilo. Okay, so... Yeah, this feels good, but we need... Yeah, let's get more cobblestone and do the next part. And I think that we're actually going to want to pause the replay mod there too. Do a quick replay file of that progress there so far. Done. Oh, that was another half hour almost exactly. That's shocking. Whoops, I don't want to actually take the thumbnail there. I want to take it over here. But, okay, we should... So for this one, we probably want to have the camera be up and over here, maybe. Okay, so let's start it here. And we're going to have it come around to here. And we're going to make this 20 seconds or so long. And we're going to make sure that this is actually 29. Save, render. This is just going to be the normal Sunday. So save, render. Hey, Rare Blueman, thank you for the raid. My name is Joe Hills. I'm broadcasting live from Nashville, Tennessee, doing some work on the HermitCraft server. We've just been doing some terraforming and making time lapses of it as we go. That is what we are up to at the moment. Welcome, readers. Joe Balker says, your face camera has expanded 3 times since last time I joined the stream. Well, we are currently 15 away from the next face camera expansion. Tips are accepted and appreciated via YouTube Super Chat and paypal.me/Joe Hills. Okay. So, let's make sure that we didn't miss any tips via PayPal. Cool, we are good. Hey, Mr. Hardluck, welcome. Oh, Mr. Hardluck just tipped 5 in YouTube, who says, does Joe occasionally care about getting things done? Or does Joe care about occasionally getting things done? I don't know. They're functionally equivalent. And when things are functionally equivalent, I tend not to delve too much into differentiating them. But hey, Mr. Hardluck, I don't know if you've seen it yet. Have you played that Monster Bash table that we got for the Easter weekend Discord Pinball Challenge. It's not part of the tournament since we already had week 12 and the quarter 1 tournament is out of close, but Monster Bash is a really good table. So you might have some fun with that. Also, okay, yeah, so that puts us 10 away from the next face camera expansion. So there's the replay mod just magically doing that camera work between those 2 keyframes we set. Wow, there's a lot of downtime at the end of this. Okay, so I probably should have stopped the recording as soon as I finished the area I was in. But, like, looking at this does help me kind of see, like, how I'm going to have to modify the terrain. Especially, like, right here. Like, right there, we're going to have to really fill that in. Okay, so we'll let that finish rendering. And then as soon as it's done, we can load that up into OBS and actually show you guys what it looks like at full speed. Usually in the actual episodes, they end up even being slightly higher speed than I export them here, but here we go. And in the meantime, I can switch back to HermitCraft Live. So there's me putting in all the cobble. Once the cobble's in, just rolling through back and forth like boom, boom, boom. Okay, multiplayer, HermitCraft server. We're gonna remove. We're gonna remove that layer here so y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay. Welcome, Metaton. Glad you could join us this evening. My name is Joe Hills. I'm broadcasting live from Nashville, Tennessee, here on the HermitCraft server. Okay. So, things we are going to do immediately. We're going to immediately extend this sand area out here further. Wait, no. Higher up. It has to be higher up. Or it doesn't read properly. So let's try maybe having this every 6 or so. And then every 4 or so. Every 3 or so. 2. 3. Is that gonna... Yeah, that's gonna bring it roundly kind of back here toward this now. Impulse Science says, "Hey Joe, I turned 30 in 1 hour. Any tips?" I don't know. I made a video about when I turned 30. You can watch my 30th birthday video, and maybe there's some wisdom in that. There's my 34th birthday reflections. Let's see if I can find it. YouTube.com/myvideos. But yeah, I don't know. Was it my 30th birthday that I did the Field of Dreams intro? Yeah, it's my 30th birthday. Yeah. My name is Joseph Ben. Yeah. So it's based on the opening of Field of Dreams if you really want to watch it, but okay. But yeah, I mean, basically everything I do is like at this point my life is not one to emulate. I'm just doing a lot of damage control. I'm doing damage control for all the stuff with the divorce. I'm doing damage control for COVID stuff. Like I'm doing a great job surviving, and I make surviving look good, but I would like to do better at other things, like in the long term. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm glad that people think that I don't know. Yeah. I'm not a successful 30-year-old by most of the Maslow metrics. Okay, that person's gonna get banned. If you come in here and start insulting my moderators, you don't know how things work. So that's just gonna be an instant ban. Impulse Science says, you and me both, man. I'm also divorced. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I had a whole bunch of stuff I figured out for like what I need to do to figure out how to get my life on track. It's like, okay, things that are holding me up are that I'm not doing enough of this and I'm not doing enough of that. And once I get in a habit of doing these sorts of things, then I'll be able to have a better perspective to figure out where to actively take my life next. And almost everything on those lists of things to do so that I could get a better perspective to figure out what to do next were things that I can't do during quarantine or COVID. And so it's like I've done my best to move on with my life in other ways, but realistically, like I'm just, like I said, I make treading water look incredibly stylish. I know that I'm doing a great job at what I'm doing, but I'm not necessarily in a broader sense. I don't, like, my life isn't where I want it to be. Like, I want to be able to ensure long-term stability for my daughter, and we're definitely doing okay week to week, month to month now, but like, I don't have, I don't own our place, we don't have a big cushion, right? I have an emergency fund, but it'll only go so far. We have, so it's one of those things like, I don't know. I don't have any good advice for you, is the short version of this. NJ says, you're doing great, all things considered. Yeah, that's the thing, is like, I think given my circumstances, I'm handling them incredibly well, but like, that doesn't mean, like, most of what I do is I'm responding to negative stimuli and trying to redirect the energy in a positive way. But I want to be more proactive. I want to be able to make decisions because I think they're the best decision, period, not the best decision given the ludicrous situation that I happen to be in at the moment that I need to get myself out of. It's like I've been doing a lot of damage control and I want to not have to do that. Yeah, and I know most people are doing damage control right now too, so it's like I'm not beating myself up over this, but I'm also aware that once things start to loosen up COVID restriction wise, I need to get back on track with the original plan I had for after the divorce. I need to kind of just I'm getting there though. Like I've been working this entire time, like the last year, to set myself up to be able to do the things that I'm gonna need to do the next few months. I'm looking forward to it, but like I said, short version, I don't know what to tell you. What's the name of the ship? Yeah, it's in the title. That's Joseph's amazing Technicolor Dreamboat. I'm surviving, but I want to do more. Yeah, I want to do more, and I want to do better. Like, I very rarely have the ability to plan ahead in a meaningful way, because either I don't have time to plan ahead, or when I do plan ahead, things right now are so heavily in flux that I can't count on the plan actually going plan on things working out the way I think they will. Hey, congrats for getting your vaccine appointment, ESP. What am I making? Oh, I'm extending a beach. Okay. Doug says your articulation of your thoughts is impressive. Is it? Thanks. I mean, I would think... Like, keep in mind, I'm not, like, 12. Sometimes people say things like, oh, wow, you have a good vocabulary for somebody who plays video games. And it's like, I'm 34, and I went to university. Like, these are baseline skills. But, yeah, I don't know. Okay. Impulse Science says, it sounds like you are giving some solid advice, though. Work on the long term as much as possible, but be flexible with what stuff can happen in the short term. I mean, yeah, that's the thing, is like, right now, yeah, I guess that is good advice I could give you, is just be ready for whatever. But yeah, I would really like to be able to be more proactive with things in my life, instead of feeling like I'm constantly responding to things. And that's not going to happen unless I make changes. But a lot of those changes, just like I said, they're not feasible right now. So, you know, I take responsibility for the fact that I'm the one that has to do these things. But I also accept that, like, right now I can't do them safely. Like, some of them, like moving, I put off moving until my friend was vaccinated so I could have him help me without endangering anybody. Yeah, there's a, in the theme of, it's either Off the Hook or Off the Wall, broadcast out of Stony Brook. For the best, expect the worst. I hope that's understood. Or, telephone was ringing, so I ripped it off the wall. I cut myself all shaven, now I can't make the call. Things couldn't get much worse, but if they could, they would. A bit of for the best, expect the worst. I hope that's understood. Bo diddly bo. I think that's the lyrics. It's been a while since I heard that. But yeah, I mean, why are you spamming emoji? That's gonna be a timeout. Mr. Hardluck tipped 5, who says, if my joints were as articulated as my thoughts, I'd have the full range of motion of a gingerbread man. Well, that would be a great stage persona. That puts us 5 away from the next Face Gamer expansion. Okay. Okay. Have I thought about or looked at Habitat for Humanity? It's a fantastic program for stable mid to low income families. I don't think I'm low income enough to qualify for Habitat for Humanity. The problem I'm having buying a house is that the federal government says that if you're recently self-employed, banks need to treat you like you're unemployed until you've filed 2 years of tax returns with your new business. So the banks, by law, cannot treat me like a responsible adult for another year. So if I want to buy a house, I either need to rent to own, or I need to buy it in cash, which I definitely can't do, or I need to wait until next tax year, so about a year from now. And so realistically, I might just have to wait another year. No, don't share your age in here. Okay, that's a ban. Yeah. People being like, hey, I'm 10. Yeah, YouTube requires me to ban you. So does Twitch. If you're under 13, I cannot allow you to participate in this chat. Impulse Science says the housing market's really competitive right now, which literally doesn't matter because no bank can give me a loan. Thanks, the federal government. At least not an FHA loan. And the non-FHA loans, like, aren't as good, and I'm a first-time home buyer, so I really want the benefits of the FHA loan. But, yeah. But, yeah, so, no, I don't think that Habitat for Humanity is a good fit for me in terms of my housing needs. I do like Habitat for Humanity. I spent a week building houses with them in Florida back when I was in college. And they do great work. Like, they're a great program, but yeah. I have a different set of problems than their target folks. What is an FHA loan? First-time homeowners? I don't know. Ugh, Google FHA loan. If I can find the actual website. Thanks, all the ads. Here's the FHA loan website. You can learn about FHA loans. But yeah. Basically, what I should have done, and this sounds like a crazy thing to do, which is why I didn't do it. What I should have done is I should have bought a house right before quitting my job to do YouTube. Because having full-time employment, I would have qualified. The only reason I don't qualify is because I'm recently self-employed, and recent self-employment disqualifies you from FHA loans for 2 years. Because then it's not recent anymore. So, yeah. So, yeah. Like, there's just a lot of things like that in my life where I'm like, I'll sort it out. But, yeah. It's like I've spent so much money on rent the last few years. Because it's like, that's the other thing, too, is, like, I'm going to be 35 buying my starter home. And people are like, oh, you should buy further out of town and then move back into town when you have more money. Like, sell the house in 7 years or something and move back into town. And I'm like, yeah, but my kid is in school. I'm not some 25-year-old with no children or, like, a 2-year-old. If I buy a house out of town, I need to change my kid's school and then change it back again when I move back where I want to actually live. Like, this is not a feasible... Like, there's just all these pieces of this, too. So that's the thing, is even when I can get the loan, I'm going to probably have to get, like, a small condo or something in order to avoid an unnecessary move for my kid. And then hopefully I can sell the small condo in a few years and afford something better. I don't know. Okay, we're just going to take care of that. That's off topic. Barton Shaw, tips 15, who says, thank you for the stream, Joe. Thank you very much. That's going to put us $10 past our next Face Gamer expansion target. So here we go. It's time to expand. Just do. Lowering that opacity now to 80%. Thank you very much, Barton Shaw. Make sure we didn't miss any PayPal tips as well. Looks like one just rolled in here from Josie, who says, just got my first ever paycheck. Using it to support what I love. Grow Hills. Hey, Josie, congratulations on your first paycheck. Thank you for taking some small part of that to support the arts and my work. I appreciate that. We are going to expand Joe's tier. Drop down to 70% Joe Opacity. You are awesome, Josie. And congratulations again on your new job. Okay. Yeah. If you've been timed out, yelling in all caps, yay, I'm untimed out, F is going to get you banned. Just a fun note. But yeah, the Joe Pasty, that's how easy it is to see through me. Red Rover Cat says, I have my first paycheck this spring. It's a great feeling. Congratulations. Yeah, and I know that for a lot of people, just getting your first paycheck does not mean, oh, all of a sudden I have a ton of extra money. Because it took me 10 years to pay off my educational debt after I got my first paycheck. So, yeah, no worries to those of y'all who are not in a place in your lives where you can support the arts. You'll get there. And if you choose to support me, I appreciate it. If you choose to support people who do completely different stuff than me, then I appreciate that too, because I love seeing stuff made by people that I would never have come up with myself. You know, sometimes I'll see something and be like, oh, okay, that joke's predictable, that joke's predictable. Like, if I'm watching something and it's all like, oh, I know what they're going to do here, I'm like, oh, that's boring. I don't want to watch stuff made by people exactly like me. I want to watch stuff that is completely differently informed by different life experiences. And so, seriously, folks, if you don't want to support me, that is A-okay, but I do hope that you will support the arts or other folks doing good work in some way, because I want to live in a better, more interesting world, and I can't bankroll it all. So I'm always happy to see when people are supporting good charities, supporting different people in the arts. So, yes. Congrats again to Josie. And let's go ahead. Oh, we're out of sand already. And let's see what we got here. Dun, 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 dun. S. Smith says, I help with the house building on Habitat too. Have you thought of building your own house, starting with the minimum living building while making the main house for over a few years? Here's the thing. Nashville land is super expensive. I could, like, there are plots with, like, houses that are falling down that are hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? So if I'm trying to have my starter home be less than $400,000, my starter home will probably have to be a condo. Like, that's just how it is. If I want to stay in Nashville. Now, I could move out of Nashville, but like I said, if the plan is to move out of Nashville, it needs to be moving somewhere that I want to stay until my kid goes to college. Moving somewhere else just to move back to Nashville, I'm better off probably just saying I'm going to rent here for the next 10 years until she goes to college, and then I'll buy a house. So, yeah. That's, like I said, I'm probably going to just get a small condo and build some equity and then hopefully sell it in 7 to 10 years and get a place that I like after. But, like, I don't know. It's a mess. It's just, I don't know. Okay. So, let's go get a bed. Bedtime. Sakara X says 10 years is extremely quick to pay off student loans. It didn't feel extremely quick. I owed like 50 grand. It was not fun. It was kind of a nightmare continuously and a huge stressor nonstop. Like, I don't wish that on anybody. People are like, Joe, you spent so long paying off your loans. Wouldn't you be upset if the government just forgave other people's? I'm like, do you know how much better my child's life would be if I hadn't spent all that time paying off those loans? The amount of freelance work that I had to take on, like extra work after my day job, on top of the YouTube stuff, like not being able to go on real vacations or do family reunions or stuff because we were always working. Like, it's, yeah. Okay. So, Tiny Ranga says, Joe, do you give good life advice? No. You should literally ignore everything I'm saying. It is not... If I was capable of giving myself good life advice, like, oh my gosh, my life would be so much easier. Like I said, we're doing well day to day and week to week. It's just the long-term stuff. It's like everything is just ugh. But there's nothing to be done about that anyway right now because of COVID. So, yeah. Impulse Science says, I also paid my student loans off. It's a great feeling. Yeah, I am so glad to have that behind me. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So, let's go ahead and We're going to have to get more of the... So we're going to have to get more cobble. And then we're going to have to get more sand and more red sand. Is what I'm realizing. Yeah. So don't listen to my advice. Learn from my mistakes so you can make your own. Yeah. This is a really rough time for so many people, and I'm really fortunate to be keeping my head above water at all. And I'm fortunate that I'm able to give my daughter some stability with everything else going on right now. Like, a lot of people don't have that ability, and I'm really glad. But, you know, I feel like encouraging... If somebody says, Joe, what advice do you have? I'm turning 30. It's like... Oh. Like it's not like, you know, to extend the swimming analogy, it's not like I'm an Olympic class swimmer. I'm just staying staying above water long enough that hopefully the wind changes and I can drift to shore. Like, I don't know. I'm for loan forgiveness. I don't think other people should have to deal with that. It was terrible. Okay. Yeah, don't ask 35-year-olds how to be 30 or 34-year-olds. Ask 60-year-olds. Yeah, what did they wish they had done? Well, I don't think that I could have made it on YouTube if I hadn't gone to college. Or at least... Like, the people that I met at college and the classes I took, not necessarily the ones toward my degree, but the ones I took because I wanted to, really heavily informed my, like, kind of approach to a lot of things. Like, this show would not be this show if I hadn't gone to college. It would have been a totally different show. Because, like I said, mostly because of the people that I met and that I worked side by side with. Like, I worked in the cafeteria, I met other people working other jobs, and, you know, people from all over the world come to Vanderbilt, so I got to meet people from mainland China, from Malaysia. I got to study multiple languages. Like, even though I don't use them day to day, it does change things about how you look at stuff. So, I don't know. But, you know, in the Navy, 40 grand was a mistake. But, you know, I'd recommend against that. I don't know. But, yeah. Okay. Let's just keep this going for right now. Okay, it's a little after 11, but it is Friday. I am going to start to fade pretty soon, because I did that 2 hours of Among Us for Feeding America with NJ earlier, so... But yeah, if you are not following NJ Coffee Junkie, NJ does a lot of, I feel like there's a good word for this, philanthropic stuff, and will occasionally invite me on for streams, for fundraisers and stuff, and So you probably should consider following NJ. NJ also is my project manager and will be joining me on stream once a quarter to talk about upcoming stuff and help me try to plan. So I'm going to go ahead and post NJ's link. Is this the right one? Yeah, here it is. Okay. I am actually thinking about changing the text on the side to say, "Welcome back, Doc." I'll write "Welcome back, Doc" on one side of the ship, and then the other side will say, "This side intentionally blank." Okay. It doesn't actually take that long to add the text. The big thing is I'm running low on iron. Doug Brunson tips 2, who says, "Thanks for showing me poetry isn't boring." Hey, I'm glad to hear it, Doug. That's going to put us 18 away from the next face camera expansion. Yeah, the big thing is the amount of iron it takes. I use a ton of iron for the tower up there. Whoops. Because I wanted it to feel different from the rest of this. Put notice something new. Yeah, see, the big thing is that having any blue behind it really doesn't... It makes it feel less stuck. So especially from this angle, we've really got to figure this out. Why do I have a face? Because Nicolas Cage did not successfully take my face off. But yeah, it doesn't feel like it's run aground very well. We need more sand there, more sand there. You're welcome, NJ. Okay. Leora says, "I'm not sure this side intentionally left blank would fit." I'm not 100% confident about it, no. But I mean, how we could probably fit "welcome back." Because welcome has the same number of letters as... So, welcome back, D77. Welcome back, Doc. That'd fit. Okay. Sun's going down. Come on, just let me lay my head down and dream. Oh, hey, I'm awake. Okay. Yeah, don't joke about that. Okay. So, yeah, more cobble is clearly the order of the day. Oh, wait, we had more cobble. I guess it was the lack of light that I was like, why did I stop cobbling? Every day I'm cobbling, cobbling. Angry for Artichoke says, "Just tuned in. The ship looks great. Thank you. I appreciate it." Yeah, it's getting the shoreline to look good now too. Also, we have to fill in that part of the hull. But once I get the dirt in there better, it'll look better. Oh boy, a lot to do. bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Okay. So, feeling good about a lot of this. Let's go to the other side and fill that in too. Oh no, I skimmed that, so now I can't fly. Okay. Let's go ahead and get some more cobble in here. We actually do have a little bit more red sand, so we're not completely adrift on that. Oh yeah, I forgot I did something silly with the camera earlier. I'm reading the chat and I'm like, what are people talking about? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm tired. Okay. So we gotta fill in this backwater here. Unfortunately. It just doesn't look like it's stuck is the real tragedy here. I wasted a little bit of red sand. I could like gather this up, I guess. But maybe I should. I don't know. But like it's probably faster to go back to the mesa. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. No, the ship's not stuck in the Suez. It's stuck in the Strait of Gibraltar. Woo. The moon got the ship loose. Do not look directly at the moon. Just kidding. It's fine. Okay. Are you planning to build up sand against parts of the hull, front and back? Yes. That's part of what we're trying to do here now. We're in progress on this. Oxelhawks tips 5, who says, thank you, Joe, for all your hard work. Also, how long have you been up? Do you get loopy when tired, or are there other symptoms? Yeah, it's not that I've necessarily been awake a long time. I was able to get a little bit of extra rest today, because, but, like, it's just that I've expended a lot of energy today. It's been a busy day, so... Rice Cake Grace says, you got a nice beard, Joe. Correct. Thank you for noticing and stating accurately how excellent it is. But yeah, math-wise, that puts us 13 away from the next face camera expansion. I don't remember if I said that. which is also a good sign that I'm getting tired. Okay. Okay. It's like, I feel like even though I'm tired, you know, I don't have to wake up early tomorrow because of the holiday weekend, and like, this is the stuff I'm doing right now. Like, usually if I'm working on something super complex, I'm like, well, I'm gonna screw this up. Like, if I was trying to count out something, if I was trying to get an accurate count on something in Minecraft, I'd be like, it's a terrible time to get an accurate count when I'm this tired. But I'm not. I'm just placing blocks. So we might go for a little while longer. Probably not too much, realistically. Okay. Oh, dang it. That was not the way to do that. What I should have done was to place these here. And then place more concrete. Thank you, Brian. My eyes are blue. Okay. I'm covering it with sand. Dang it. Or I'm covering the sand unintentionally, but whatever. Yeah, this is all going to have to get dug up, or extended. Okay, so we don't really need this cobblestone down here anymore. Let's go ahead and clear this out so it's easier to get in and out of this area. Okay. We can pick up these before they despawn. Don't come in here promoting other servers. I don't know those people. And they're not paying me for advertising. Okay. Couple Rice has good eyebrows. Thank you. I'm gonna need to move that bed back, is what I'm realizing. Okay. I feel like to wrap up this episode, the two things we really need to do are the terraforming and... Whoa! I was like, what are those guys? Oh, nope, they're pillagers. We need to wrap up the terraforming and ideally work on the front of the hull. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be far enough along that we can revise it later. Okay, so fill this in more here. Okay. Saving cobble by using slabs isn't helpful if I have to be more precise about where I place the slabs, so they're not waterlogged. I don't know, that creates like weird server stuff possibly. I don't know. I don't want to use slabs for this. I would prefer not to. Okay. So we have some red sand here. We can start filling this in a good distance. We probably are going to want to actually like prop this up some and add some elevation changes and things like that. But for right now, we're just trying to get the rough concept in. Like, I'm realizing I should probably have some elevation changes here. Dang it. Blocks. Blocks are hard. Let's go sanding. Okay. Out of sand. Okay. Hopefully this does look better, though. Let's go find out. Okay. It looks better for sure, but it's definitely not enough. We need it to stretch an arc further that way. So like this needs to just arc to here. To really make this feel more like a channel. So is there a lily pad over here that I could break? Yeah. Dang it, but I've already dropped it, so now I can't easily get over there. Brah. Okay. So what I want to know is how far away does this load? Okay, so there's the hot tub thing. So presumably it needs to go, I need to get this channel widened to about there. Dang it, there were two of them? Was that a glitch? Okay. Okay, so from the rooftop here, a lot of those chunks are still loaded. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you can definitely see the water. Let's go to the top of the goat. Okay. Okay, so from up here, if we just even that out a little bit, that'll be good. That's all we need. And then we need to even that out a little bit, but... I need to get in a boat and look at it from the water. Have a good night, Oxelhawks. Make it boater. Do some paddling. Stretching out. Okay, so let's go over to the goat and see what it looks like in the distance as we approach. Hey, Patrick Castillo. Welcome. Shout out to the Philippines. Okay, so from here, as it pops into view, this is what you see. So it looks like it's run aground pretty good from here. So we've got that going for us. From sea level, it definitely looks like this was bad boat steering. Okay. Devin Karate says, I like how it is just suddenly boat when it renders. Yeah. Yep, suddenly boat. So if somebody, like, is down here, how does it look? So it does look like it's run aground there, at least. And if somebody comes out of the portal, and they're looking that way, it does look like it's hit the shore. It'll look better when we get the hill in. I think part of the problem is from here, you can see that the terrain doesn't go down. It's this side is going to need some touch-ups coming from this way. Although, I mean, it looks like it's wedged in there decently. It's going to look better when we fill that out and we fill that out. Okay. Let's go ahead and pick up this extra red sand, since we're about to be covering this with cobble anyway. Whoops, that one actually could have stayed. Okay. How are we on time? We're coming up on 3 hours. So I definitely filled this in pretty good along here. So I don't want to redo a lot of that if I don't have to. You know, it's just easier to do this in the water, really. Dang it. I say that immediately before screwing it up in the water. Like let's see about trying to pull this further this way. Ow. Okay. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and check out... Okay. I've been looking at this thing for 3 hours now, and even though I think I'm unlikely to start making mistakes, I don't want to have no energy tomorrow because I want to do some fun stuff with my daughter. So, let's go ahead. Oh, dang it. Thank you, freaky horse thing. We are going to go ahead, and it looks like at Mystery Pinball Theater 3000, which has the single best overlays and stream code I've ever seen. I'm going to be stealing a lot of ideas from this guy, but also I subscribed because he deserves money for being so brilliant. This guy has some really incredible stream overlay stuff he's working on, and he's got like a Mystery Science Theater 3000 thing set up that he does where people compete between pinball games to make fun of movies and commercials and stuff. Looks like tonight they're doing the film The Running Man, and so there's 11 minutes remaining in this riff segment, and then they're going to play pinball. So anyway, until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. Do. Stop streaming.